Hello guys, and welcome back to another tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'll be taking you guys through the process of making this placket. As you can see, it's going to be a really beautiful design. I'll be taking you guys through it step by step. So all you have to do is to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're yet to. Let's get into the tutorial. So right here, as you can see, this is going to be my center part. I'll be using this fabric, and this is going to be my main fabric, which is the red fabric, the ox blood actually. So here is the interfacing I'll be using. It's a color stay. This is the one I'm going to draw all the sketch and the design of the placket in. So the first thing you're going to do is to decide the wideness of your placket. If you want to go for 2 inches, but on this one I'll be working with 2.5 inches, as you can see. So I'm going to mark 2.5 inches here, and I'm going to cut out exactly 2.5 inches for my wideness, and my length is going to be a total of 15 inches, as you can see right here. So I'm going to cut it out and show you guys what we're going to be doing next. So here is my placket. This is what I'll be using. So now the first thing you're going to do is to fold it together. You're going to fold them. First, let me take the measurement so you can get what I did. The wideness I use here is 2.5 inches, as you can see. If you want your placket to be wider than this, you can go with a wider measurement. A wider measurement. So here, as you can see right here, I'm going to fold it into 2. Make sure it is accurate. And now I'm going to determine where the first cuff is going to start from. So the first cuff is going to start from 7 inches. As you can see, I'm going to mark that part down. That's where the first cuff is going to start from. You can see that. So now, after you get that 7 inches, let me get my ruler. So here from the top, you're going to determine the wideness of your main placket itself, right? So the total wideness in the middle is going to be a total of 1 inch. 1 inch. So here I'm going to mark half of an inch from this center part right here. I'm going to mark half of an inch here. You can see that. So from that half of an inch, I'm going to make a straight line to that our 7 inches in which I mark first. You can see that right here. I'm going to make a straight line like this. You can see that all the way here. So after making the straight line from that part, I'm going to make a curve at that edge, just like that. You can see that, just like that. So after you get that, you can actually use your rule to do another measurement. But here, let me just use a rough hand sketch, just like this. You're going to do another sketch all the way like this. You can see, just like this. Make sure it is as deep as how much you want it to be deep. You can see what I'm doing. Just do a rough edge right here. That will just go down like this. And from that part, I'm going to make a sharp line coming down like this. So that's what my placket is going to look like. You know, if I open it up now, I'm going to have my total wideness. So after I draw my sketch, the next thing I'm going to do is just to basically cut out this place. This is the easiest method. That's why I'm using a rough hand sketch, and a very easy method that you can follow along, and you can get a beautiful placket that look exactly like that. So the next thing is just to cut it out. Make sure you're cutting it accurately with the down part. You can see that. Cut it out, hold it together firmly, and also cut this side also out. You can see that, just like this. You can see, just like this, just like this. You can see that. Cut it out, just like that. So now if I open it up, this is what my placket is going to look like. If you want it wider, as I said earlier, you can work with a wider placket. But here I want it to be a total of 1 inch wideness. And with that shape at the side is going to give me a total of 2.5 inches. So after that, I'm going to split it into 2. See what I'm doing? I'm going to split it into 2. Just like this. If you enjoyed the video so far and you're learning something, you should smash the like button. I wonder why you people don't smash the like button. Like, bro, why? Sis, why? Why do you not smash the like button? So you can see what we have here. So now all we're going to do now is to basically gum it to our fabric. You know, it's an interfacing. You're going to look at the gummy part of the interfacing. Make sure you're working with the right and the wrong side. You understand the right and the wrong side of the fabric. So here on the wrong side of the fabric, I'm going to basically place the gum area. And the second one also, I'm going to place the gummy area. You can see like this. I'm going to place the gummy area, and I'm going to basically iron it down. You can see that. Make sure it is glued. Make sure you leave enough space in between so that you can have something to. So after gumming it, you can see what I have. Now, this cutting aspect is very, very, very important. You have to pay attention at this place. This cutting aspect is important. I have to cut something that is going to overlap the boot collar. Now, the first thing you're going to do is to understand the right and the wrong side. So I already write the R on the right side, which is going to take in the placket itself. So now I'm going to determine the total wideness of the placket itself, which is going to give me a total of 2 inches. You can see that 2 inches. I'm going to mark that 2 inches. I already marked that 2 inches right there. So I'm going to cut the extension from that 2 inches area. You can see that. So I'm going to have 2 inches excess from that right angle side. I need you to pay attention. You can see what I'm doing. So now I'm going to cut in between. So right here, what I'm cutting, you're just going to leave an allowance that you can fold on top of the interfacing. You can see, so that we can have something to fold over the interfacing and give it a thorough ironing. You can see that. So now on this one, all you have to do is just to basically trim this out. Trim everything, like don't trim everything, trim enough so that you're going to have something to fold over the placket also. But this is the left side. This is just all you have to do is just to fold this one over the placket. But this right side, as you can see right here, you have to determine the opening of your neck. The opening of my neck right here is going to be at a total of 6.5 inches. I'm going to mark that place. This is very important. 6.5 inches. I'm going to mark that place. And after that 6.5 inches, I'm going to simply cut out the side of the interfacing so that we have enough to fold over it. So I'm going to cut that in front of you so that you can see what I'm doing. Just like this. You can see that. And I'm going to simply trim out this place all the way like this. You can see what I'm doing all the way like this. You can see. Just trim out and leave enough thing you can fold over the interfacing. That's the most important part. So when I get to this angle right here, I'm just going to simply cut that part out. You can see. I'm going to cut that part out. You see that? So that's what I'm going to use as an overlap under the placket itself. I hope you guys are understanding. You're going to figure that out. Let's just continue with what we're doing. So after that is done, the next thing you're going to do now is also this one. You're going to trim it out, and you're going to trim this out and leave enough thing to fold at the side. Let me cut it and show you guys the final results. So after folding, this is what you're going to be having. You can see the excess right here. All I have to do is just to overlap them on top of the interfacing. You can see here. So this is what I'll be having, and also this one. This is what I'll be having. All you have to do is just to use your iron to like fold it on top of the placket. So for the center pieces, this is the fabric we'll be using for the center pieces. You see what I have here. So now all you have to do is just to place this one in the middle and place this one over it. You can see that. And I'm going to run a stitch from the edge like this all the way down like that. You can see that. And also this one, I'm going to run a stitch all the way, and I'm going to leave a little bit of like for the inner side to be showing. I'm going to leave like tiny in between the stitch so that that design on the inside is going to be showing. You can see that. So I'm going to go and stitch that and show you guys the results before we do the final folding. So after this is what we're going to be having. You see how tiny the stitch is all the way down. You see what we have. See what we have so far. See that? So all I have to do now is basically here, I'm going to trim out this part, trim that part out, and also trim this part out. So after that is done, I will have to now fold that down part over the interfacing, just like this. You can see. And I'm going to use my iron to basically hold it down and make sure it is as relaxed as possible. The reason why I don't have excess fabric under that place is because it's going to be a lot thicker. That's why I decided to like trim it out. And also at this top part, I'm going to simply fold it over the placket like this. You can see that. I'm going to fold it over like this. And I'm going to simply fold this like this. You see what I have here? See this so far? See that? And I'm going to simply fold this inside so that this is the one that's going to like carry my stitch, the closing stitch. You understand that? So far I'm going to place this under here like this, and I'm going to give it a thorough ironing. So let me do that and show you guys the final result so you guys can see what I got after. So give it a good ironing and make sure all your fold and the stitches are in. So far this is what our placket is going to look like. You see what I have inside? You see that? So because I don't want that place to be thick, like too thick, that's why I decided to cut out the entire down part. So I just leave the overlap stitch at that corner. So far this is what you're going to be having. All you have to do is just to basically stitch that part and do a lock up on your placket. So if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel. That's about it. I intentionally dropped 2 videos on the screen right now, so you should watch this one next, and I'll see you in the next video.